think we're about ready. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. It's Tuesday. That means it's Newsday, and this is where I bring all the latest and greatest angling news over the last week, or probably a bit even further back, or even probably some from in the future, of what's been going on. Tips, tackle, tactics, tantrums, throw your toys out the pram, all on a Tuesday, right here, where absolutely no filter, unless people start throwing legal action against me, and then I'll probably try and tone it down a bit, or edit it out and put it on tip members only part. So, what on earth has been going on in the angling world this week? Well, I will have a look and display it to you, because not everybody is fully aware of what's going on. We've all got social media to the point where the ones that haven't got Facebook or TikTok and all that stuff, you do sit and watch a bit of YouTube and all that, and this is where you know me and see me and other people, and sometimes it can be quite easy to just slowly glide through the angling world and just miss everything either side that's going off and affecting it, and that's where I come in. So let's get into it this week and see what's happening. So if you remember last week, I touched on the Ellesmere Port ban. So the stretch of the Ellesmere Port, where fishing's been like a massive part of the area for many, well, probably centuries, but in real-time angling talk, you know, last 150 years, Ellesmere Port, from the comments and from other stuff that I've seen online, a few people have sent me some private messages, it turns out that the ban that was projected in what I read out to you, that they were talking about implementing a ban, apparently angling's already been banned on there. So apologies for that. It was me reading a news article, and then I think what's happened is it's just been forced upon it. So another angling ban in the angling community, which has already been forced upon a water without any prior consultation with the locals, anglers, council, everyone that's sort of in respect of, you know, the community well-being support. It's just been banned from the off. Now, this is where you guys can get in comments. I know I touched on it last week, and it's not new news, but to me, the ban is, I was hoping that they could fight against the ban, meaning that the local authorities could be like, right, well, I'll tell you what, then we'll leave fishing to continue, and we'll investigate further. We'll put out a proper consultation where we can have a sit down with all locals and council and any other authorities that might be interested, and we can either draw a sword straight through the middle of it, or we can all cover ourselves in glue and have a massive hug. And that's not what's happened. Just like what happened at Wingwood Lido, and getting the same sort of vibe. So anyone that's down that way, Ellesmere Port way, or anyone that fishes it, or anyone that's been involved in it for a long time, or if you know anyone that's a bit sort of not angry about it, but, you know, a bit up in arms about it, do me a favour, get in comments and just write me down what your opinion is, what your thoughts are. As for those who are fully against banning fishing on there, this channel is available for everybody. I don't for a single second think it's just anglers who subscribe or comment or watch. So, or even if you are an angler that agrees with the ban, jump in comments and discuss. You know, everyone's allowed to have an opinion, but I think it's also important that we try and iron out as many creases as we can. So I don't think it's a good move. You think of any busy watercourse and banning fishing on there. Well, if you ban fishing on there, you've then got no bailiffs to police it. You can always enforce the other laws, like no stealing, eating or killing of fish. But if you've got no anglers there and you've got no bailiff, a place doesn't have to have anglers on it to be bailiffed. I used to be a bailiff myself, and plenty of times I'd get down to our lakes and I'd do a full lap of the place and no one's fishing it. It could be on those occasions where that bailiff spots someone poaching or stealing fish or eating the fish or just killing them in general, just being idiots, throwing litter in, you know, driving cars in. Just, it's those things that damage that wildlife / nature hotspot. Angling is there to protect it, and there's absolutely nothing ever statistically that's ever come back on angling that's damaging to even the fish. And what do? We feed them. A big human influence on fisheries, especially natural waters, is it's like throwing bars of gold in there. Yeah, it just creates a value. It you know, it inflames everything by triple, quadruple. You know, fish health has never been better. Weed control, fish reproduction, general maintenance of the local area, keeping fish stocks safe, keeping anglers safe. You know, all that stuff that you take into account that you don't normally think about when you're just running a fishery as normal. When you lose it, that's when it actually becomes more apparent. So, jump in the comments and talk away. You know, what's your views on it? And I think it's important that any views you've got, there is a petition, I believe, from the last thing that I did. I'll try and chuck it in comments again in description of this video. There is a petition where you can either, I'm sure there's a petition, or I'm thinking about the wrong thing. Anyway, your say means a lot. So even if you have to write a letter, send an email, or just do a video like this, like, I am completely against it 100%. You don't have to be a local angler or a local resident. Like, I live miles away from Ellesmere Port, but it's critical that you don't ban fishing on there, because it will become a even bigger hazard than you ever thought that angling once was. Like, for example, if someone falls in, I've lost count, I can't count on my hands and toes how many stories I've heard where someone's fell in, whether it be a dog walker or another angler, where they fell into a water course or a canal or river, and another angler's helped them out. There's been cases where people have had epileptic fits walking the dogs outside of a river or a stream or a canal or a lake, and they fell in, and it's been an angler who's got off the box, ran round and saved the life. So you've got to think of everything. Don't just think of the positives, the mental health well-being, the support that it aids people, you know, just trying to get out and get on with life best they can. It aids a lot more than you think, angling. So, yeah. You know, you can't just ban football on a football pitch because you want to, I don't know, let the grass grow naturally and let it look beautiful. You know, angling's a completely different thing. It's between human and wildlife, and combined, we help promote nature better than anybody, especially those people that throw litter out the car windows. So yes, the ban apparently is already in place. That's the first bit of the news this week. It's already in place. Completely against it. I'm against banning angling anywhere, unless, which I'm still yet to hear a story of, angling has been such a deficit of a influence to somewhere, or it's a severe threat to human or wildlife. At that point, that's when people should be stripped of the angling rights. And if it's just somewhere that's just not got it, then yes, it should be given back to nature. But I'm still yet to come across somewhere like that. It's a lot easier and more effective to rectify those problems than it is to just completely eradicate fishing completely. So yes, get in the comments, talk away. It'd be nice to hear some views. Again, you know, it's miles away from where I am, and it'd be nice to sort of join communities between you lot and I don't know, us anglers up here, or me myself, or there's a lot of people that actually are interested in you know, when things go off miles and miles away, they do sometimes think that, you know, a local story that they once had here or around their area or northeast or down south, they might have some constructive answers for you that can help you. So please share your thoughts and your comments, because there's quite a big community out there that they don't even have to be a subscriber to this channel. They might just randomly come across the video one day and they might have the words to repair it. The world isn't ran by actions, is it? It's ran with words. If you've got the right ones, well, as we've seen, anyone can run the world, and pretty much anyone does. So, yes, get in comments, talk away, and hopefully the ban will be a thing of the past, because angling is very, very important. New Fish, they have released their Athenium range. They have put it on Facebook last week. I believe it was Tuesday last week, which sod's law. Every time I do the news, I guarantee by 6 PM that night, someone's released something incredible which I could have shared, which in essence gives you guys a chance to soak it in before I then reiterate it again later on. But New Fish have brought out their Athenium range of rods. So Mick, you know what, I named a bunch of people at New Fish team of the week, and I realised how many people I'd missed off. There's quite a lot of people under the New Fish umbrella. Mick was with Preston Innovations. A lot of people don't know this. I know you all, a lot of you do. Mick was with Preston Innovations at the time when they were constructing and developing all the carbon active range of rods, which probably one of the most famous sort of logos to have on your rod at that time when they come out. Carbon active range was huge. Glass tips that married up perfectly with a lovely carbon rod. Came in all sorts of lengths from 9 to 11, 12 foot. Even carbon active ended up going on some really big sort of waggler rods, 14 footers, some really big distance rods as well, feeder rods. So carbon active was huge back in the day. Mick was amongst the group that were behind the science and the development of that. So you take all his experience and you take all his knowledge and his output, because the guy's not just sat at home being a TV football manager, has he, on his sofa, like a lot of people do. He's actually been out there, he's been on global stages with people, he's managed to be on global stages. This is the important bit. Wherever he's been with people that are like-minded. So he's learning from his own experiences, but then what's just as, or probably in some cases more valuable, even though you can outperform somebody, someone else's performance next to you that have been doing it a long time, you could learn 110% more from them, even though you've outperformed them, than you ever knew before. So when you've got these people that are developing rods and reels and poles, and they've got quite a chunky CV, and everything on there is just so relevant, you can't ignore it. It speaks for itself. So the Affinium range is a mixture of a bunch of different range of rods for different purposes. I think from 9 to 12 foot, and then you've got like an Affinium S range, I think it is. They are more of a sort of dialed in rod, probably going to be talking distance and all that stuff. But the butt tip curve system that we spoke about a few weeks ago that Newfish had come up with, it's basically a big piece of paper. It's got loads of lines going across it with some numbers on, and you put a rod on it up here and you put a weight on it and it bends down like that, and it kind of gives you a graph. That's me talking simple terms, by the way. It sort of gives you an idea of the rod's capabilities. Playing fish, you can probably take from that. Casting performance, you can take from that. What sort of fish to use this rod for, what to target, if a particular rod is going to be worth using for the species of fish you're going to be catching, or if there's a more sort of available option for you, which BTC actually offers you. Otherwise, you can stand in a tackle shop, let somebody pull tip down, do this, and be like, ooh, yeah, it'll be right for skimmers, that. Not necessarily. That's not quite how it works. To feel a nice action of a rod and to feel the weight of it and what it feels like with a fish playing, yeah, that's crucial, by the way. So please, tackle shops, don't stop doing that. But when selecting a rod for fishing for a specific variety or species of fish on a specific water, range, casting weight, a lot of things have to be, there's a lot of variables, yeah? So BTC, butt tip curve, has been also shoehorned into the development of the Newfish Affinium range. I can't say Affinium without thinking of Robbie Williams singing Millennium. So at some point I might have to rewrite that song and do a performance, dancing in rain, wearing leather, for a upcoming Newfish ad. But yes, if you've not checked them out already, go and look at the Newfish rod range. I think it's quite special because Newfish didn't hit the market with, we're making rods, terminal stuff, rests, clothing, seats, side trays. The side trays were a big hit, especially for the distance angler, or the angler that carries a wide variety of bait, the shields and all that stuff, and all the clothing, by the way, Hulk and Hunt. So you'd sort of struggle to find a bad Newfish item of clothing. I don't know if their t-shirts are Hulk and Hunt. I think they're, it probably makes sense to have. I mean, they could be. I don't know. Could be Fruit at Loom, but who knows? So if any of you manage to get your hands on the Affinium rods before I do, they're going to be out later on in the year, I think. Look forward to them. Whenever you've seen Joe and Rich and Danny and Mick and Wayne, Gary, Robert, Graham, Rachel, Gertrude. I can't remember the names. There's a lot of them. So if you do get to see any of those guys out fishing, or you've seen features of them, or you've seen their updates on Facebook of fishing matches, like Joe, for example, fishing Boddington, you'll notice in the Affinium clip where they're actually talking about the development of the rods, Joe's using one. So when he's been in these matches at Boddington, and it's sometimes ideal to keep a bit of an eagle eye on what people are doing, because they might be using a rod that you have no idea is in production. And a lot of these rods have already been tried and tested by all those guys. Anything from short-range feeder fishing to waggler fishing to distance feeder fishing for bream and carp at Boddington and deep reservoirs. Like, those rods are ready. This is not guesswork. They are ready. So, yes, I'm looking forward to seeing those hit the market. And I'm also looking forward to seeing some reports of people using them. So, yes, Newfish, well done. Massive fan of Newfish, by the way. I don't own any Newfish tackle. I think I've got a Newfish landing net, but it's the old logo, the blue logo. So I really do need to start and touch it. You know what I could do with doing? I could do with getting a nice Newfish Alkanut jacket, I reckon. Because, just nice. Anyway, waffles. Thurnscoe Reservoir, I'll put it on screen now, somewhere here, somewhere. They are doing a free family fishing school holiday special. So we are in half term now. I know it's Tuesday. I'm a day in. Sorry. I only saw this late last week and thought I'd post it this week. Thurnscoe is a little tiny, I say little tiny, it's a little tiny reservoir in Thurnscoe in Rotherham, Barnsley. Rotherham. And they're always, Meg and her little team, Mum and Dad, Megan Rogers, they're always promoting angling more than anyone I have ever seen on this planet. If you go up there and you're having a day's fishing and you're a young lad and you're not quite sure what's going on, she lives next to the res. Like, she opens her back door and there's a peg there. That's how close she lives to the place. And she's always going out of her way to make sure kids have got bits of tackle they need. If someone's got a reel that's not quite with it, she'll donate one that's, she's got a shed full of stuff. They're always having little matches on, like little pike matches, little carp matches, course matches. It's a very popular venue. It does really well for silvers. There's a good head of bream in there. There's loads of stuff, some massive tench. And they are, this week, for the school holidays, so from the 17th today, so from the 16th onwards, no, from 13th onwards, so from Friday all the way to end it, I don't know where I am. Thurnscoe Reservoir, we're doing Saturday 21st, Family Fun Fishing Day. So on the 21st, which will be this coming Saturday, it goes on till Sunday, but we're having a Family Fun Fishing Day. It's raining. It's rained every day forever now. So my advice is, get a brolly, get some tackle, get some bait, and just accept and prepare yourself for getting absolutely soaking wet in fun. If you want to take your kids up there, or you're young, or just go up yourself and have a nosy, you never know, you might be able to just mingle and have a chuck yourself. But if you've got kids and it's something you're into, or I don't know, if you're in a position to help out, get in touch with Meg and team, see if you can go up and help out. And they're doing this sort of stuff all the time. It's amazing. They're having casting competitions, football and games on the field. So there's a field, I don't think it's got a football pitch on it, but they've got a thing next to it. So there's just a bit of something there for everybody. Free barbecue. So when the barbecue's there, we got food on it, you can just pick it up and take it. No, I'm joking. Free barbecue. So if you're walking around and they've got some burgers or hot dogs going, boom, one for you. Completely free of charge. Do not take the barbecue. Free raffle. So, free raffle going off. Fishing arts and crafts, free fishing tackle loan. So if you want to go up and have a go, or you've got a child that wants to go and have a go, or you're a mum, dads know what they're doing. And normally mums don't know what they're doing, but they always end up doing it better anyway. But if any mums out there, got kids at home, dads at work, because holidays, and you're more capable of looking after them than he is, take them up, get a bit of tackle from there, and they'll see you through. They'll see how to go on. Honestly, sometimes not having a clue what you're doing is the best experience you'll ever have. So, yes, definitely get on it. Free warm drinks, free pop and crisps, free lifts for any OAP wanting to attend. So if you're a pensioner in area and you're wanting to come and attend, someone will go out the way to make sure they can get you there and probably get you back you know, just making things happen in local community. Special member presentation to show our gratitude for your care and respect of our beautiful pond. No need to book, just turn up on the day. Fun for the whole family. So yes, Thurnscoe Reservoir doing another fun day, and it's imperative that we have stuff going off like this, because what are kids doing otherwise? And they do get quite busy these fun days up there. And it's, well, what would you normally be doing? Yes, the weather's bad now. It might be nice on day. It might be nice the rest of the week now, I've said this. But it's been absolutely torrential for days. Just get some wellies on, get a coat on, get up there, go and enjoy yourself. Just get wet. Get some bin liners for the car on the way back and just get wet. Just expect to have a bit of a soggy day, having a bit of fun with people. And it'd be nice for any kids to sort of meet any other kids there, you know, and build a couple of memories and keep going back to these. And you never know, they might end up seeing the same group of kids, and 10 years' time, they might be on a world stage with each other, representing their country at carp angling or pike fishing or even coarse fishing, match fishing. So yeah, Thurnscoe Reservoir, I always have to give them a shout out because they're always going above and beyond to help everybody. Kids, adults, pensioners, you name it. You want to go fishing for a day, and there's a bit of a challenge between you and the day. They always try. They always make it happen, actually. So yes, Thurnscoe Reservoir all this week. Fun day on Saturday and Sunday, you know, up until Sunday. So get in the car, go and get mucky, and take kids up and go and enjoy yourselves. And yes, anyone that does, get in comments. Let me know how it's gone. Let me know how you've gone. You know, if kids have caught any fish, if you've ended up catching something special. It's got some proper, you know, nice surprises in there. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see some catches. So yeah, get in comments, talk away, and let me know how it goes. Now on Saturday, just gone, I went up to the lovely Alma Fishing Club. I know a lot of you are nowhere near me, and if I talk about a local water, it's just the same as me going down to your area for a week to do something and stumbling across a lovely little pond that's, you know, really valuable to the local area. And my opinion would project just as far down there with you guys or up there, wherever, than it would to my local community around here. In fact, we're probably sick to death hearing me bang on about it, but there's a little fishing club up near me called the Alma Fishing Club. On Saturday, I became a member. So I am now a member of the place. Went up, bought my ticket, and I thought, you know what? I need somewhere this year where I can bring you guys and those people there as well into sort of what I do. I'll be giving away tackle this year. I'm probably going to be doing it for the rest of my life now, because not because I'm kind, but because I've got a lifetime's worth of tackle all over the place that I need to get rid of. So my plan now is to slowly get some, and I've picked some up this week. I think I've got 5. 4, one's a bit knackered, but they'll be on separate videos. I've picked up 5 seat boxes. I tell you what, one of these seat boxes I've picked up was given to me for free, and I kept saying, are you sure? Because that is a belter. And I'll talk about it in video, but it's a cracking seat box, what someone's given me. But going out, getting my hands on cheap tackle, if I can get one for free, I'll happily have it, and make it worth something to somebody. A rod, a reel, a bit of bait tubs, terminal stuff. I have got a box downstairs. I've got a crate downstairs, and oh my god, there is floats, disgorgers, plummets, shots, hooks. I have got more hooks. I have probably got more hooks than any tackle shop you know, and I guarantee that I have got a million pack of hooks. I have got so many. Anyway, the idea is to get out and fish different areas and give away setups to children. So if they're there with the mum or dad or both, and someone's uncles took them out for a couple hours, the idea is to try and find a couple of kids that are really enthusiastic, really enjoying their days fishing, and gift them some gear. Or an adult, or a young adult, or an even younger adult like me. If you're in your 80s and you're sat fishing and maybe you just not got time, money, I don't know, you probably don't want one. But if somebody gifted you a seat box or something, you'd be using it for the rest of your life. And that's the idea. I'm trying to get out and try and find some deserving humans. That's for this stuff anyway. I've got loads of stuff that I know a lot of you are inquiring about. But Alma Fishing Club might be one of those places. So I'm going to go up and do a couple of features on there, whether it be carping or piking, or I had a good chat with him all the day. I met up with him. The nicest group, the nicest club you'll ever meet in your life. And if anyone wants to challenge me on that, go for it. Because if anyone tells me there's a club out there that are just as nice and supportive as this lot up here, I will happily give you guys a shout out as well, because there's not many left. Like, you know, there's a lot, but compared to what there used to be, there's not many left. They are dying. And the idea is to get out and give full setups away to kids, or well, full setups, you know, a setup, not a full setup, and give some setups away to some people that have no idea it's happening. Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Because someone messaged me a month ago, and I put a box on Facebook that I picked up really cheap, not the Preston one, and I'm after a side tray for it. There's a specific side tray for this box. So he messaged me and he said, I'll buy it off you. I'll give you 30 quid for it to put towards. I got it for free. And he said, I'll give you 30 quid for it. And this was a selling point for me. I'll give you 30 quid for it to put towards buying like another couple of 15 quid seat boxes off Facebook. I've bought seat boxes for a tenner, a fiver. And I've had quite a few of them for free. So I thought, you know what? That's quite wise. This one I could probably do without. And with 30 quid, I could get 3 seat boxes with footplates on. Like if I really look. So I said, go on then. So he come down and got it. He had a side tray for it, and I know this because I'm scrolling through Marketplace the next day, and the seat box that I'd sold him, and I knew it was the same one because the strap had been taken off and it had been fitted with a red seatbelt strap. So a lot of cars like Fiat used to put in their sporting models red seat belts, and it was exactly the same. And in one corner, I'd adjusted it, and where the steel buckle had been put onto this strap, it had rusted. It had actually stained it, and you could see it. It was the same, but it was the person selling it who messaged me. So there's no saying it weren't the same one. And he put it on for like 50 quid. So I thought, oh, I'll save it. You know, sometimes it's worth, even though someone's like, not scammed me, do what you want. It's just the story behind it was, I need it for my daughter. Anyway, I thought I'd save it. Within a couple of hours, I went back on to see if it was still available, sold. So even if it had took 40 quid for it, he's cashed in. So that I'm trying to avoid that. And I appreciate you're all not like that. You know, there's a lot of you out there that have got in touch with me after stuff I've sold. You're saying that you're still using it. So yeah, I appreciate that. But my intention of getting that box was to give it away. Someone used me to make profit. I'd happily go and buy it back for 40 quid and give it away again for free. You know, that's the idea behind it. Anyway, Alma Fishing Club, I've got a permit for there. So this year, you might see me up there every now and again if you're up there, whatever. But the idea is to go up and just, I don't know, just be present and just, it's just somewhere different. It's just a different water. Like, because you'll see me at commercials and big reservoirs, and I thought, why not add a club water or a club pond to my I don't know, to my what's the word, to my armoury. Why did I not think of that word? So yes, Alma Fishing Club, membership's on there. Cheap enough, very cheap. I can't remember, 35, 40 quid. Day tickets cheap enough. Oh my god, the rules are like, there's a lot of rules, but it is literally common sense. There's a lot of rules and they're not. You can't breathe in, you can't breathe out, you can't breathe out and then breathe in, you can't sniffle, you can't blow your nose, if you sneeze, you're banned. It's nothing like that. It's common sense. Make sure you've got an unhooking mat. Make sure keep nets only used in matches. Make sure if you're pike fishing this, make sure safe. It's all about safety and looking after yourselves and the fish and everyone else around there as well. So Alma Fishing Club, you'll see me up there. Anyway, I went up the other day, they're having a bit of a maintenance day. In water, waders on. I was planning on getting in. I've been really ill the last couple of days, and my leg hurts, and I twisted that ankle, and my neck. That's my bad neck. So I thought I'd bypass it, but someone there gave me a load of tackle to support what I'm doing this year by gifting it away. So expect to see that in a video that should have gone out yesterday. But something happened on a motor vehicle outside yesterday, and I had to go and rescue somebody, and that's now outside, and I need to sort that. So, yeah, expect to see some. It'd be a nice video as well, because I know a few of you are enjoying these. Anyway, we're waffling. I know a few of you are enjoying these videos where I'm getting tackle from people. And sometimes it's nice to see a brand or a name or a pole or a design or a colour that you've not seen in a long time. So you'll appreciate some of this stuff. In fact, two people. Someone come up the other day and pulled up outside and emptied back of his car and gave me everything. And I even said to him, like, do you want anything for it? Because this is ridiculous. And they're like, no, have it. And I got back in the house and I was just like, wow, blown away. So we'll get on it. Stay tuned, we'll get on it. Right. The secret lake that I audited a few weeks back. I did a video like I normally do. It is an active fishery and it's owned by the local authority. And when I got there, it became apparent that maybe they're trying to take it off the community to fill it in and build on it. I think they're wanting to build an industrial estate, not a housing estate. The industrial estate that's there's a lot of dead land around it, and that pond falls amongst it, and they're wanting to flatten and completely fill it all in, and I think sort of build some more units. It makes sense to do that there, but not where the pond is. Like, you can't do that. You know, that's an animal's house. That's where they need to live. I said in my video, if this is going to fall victim to someone taking it over and filling it in or whatever, it needs people on it now, fast, tomorrow. And it needs a good litter pick. It needs a tidy up. It needs some signs putting up. It needs some petition posts putting up. You've got to protest against all this. You've got to tell them that if you're intending on taking this from the community, after putting it there for us all those years ago, someone's commented saying it's 60s and 70s, they used to fish it. You've got to be prepared to fight for it back, because that's not fair. And I went on Facebook the other day, and Levenshulme Secret Lake, which is a group on Facebook, they've put on there, Reddish is standing up for its green spaces together. Today, over 30 of us gathered at the Secret Lake, North Reddish. A bunch of names there and many others. Not just to enjoy the sunshine, but to take a stand. We came together in opposition to the proposed housing development because some spaces are not just land. They are lungs, legacy, and living history for our community. Now, I urge you all to go onto the Levenshulme Secret Lake Facebook page, join it, and amongst all that write-up on there, there's a link on there. So there's a petition you can sign to say you oppose against it, and then the Join Save Our Secret Lake here. You can actually join the group by the links on there as well. So they spoke to a bunch of people. They're all standing up. There's a few pictures on there. There they all are together. That's the group of them that had turned up that day. Massive litter pick. I'm completely for all that stuff. I wish you nothing but the best. If no one stands up for fisheries and they'd slowly get taken over, filled in and built on, and there's McDonald's and vape shops and car parks and stuff all over the place that sit doing nothing, if it can happen to one, that one will be using it as an example for the next one that gets filled in or taken over. And then you've got two statistical elements there that can be used together for the next one. Do not let them just take it back. Fight against it. But the most important factor to think of is we aren't making them believe it, what you're saying. It's not, you're not telling us, you're not trying to get your own way. You've got to show them how valuable a fishing lake is in your community where there is no others locally. Like in that little area down there in Stockport, the next sort of lake were up road, and it were a members only fishery with a syndicate amount of people on it, and then there's another lake nearby where people fish it but you're not supposed to. That one is the only one really you can turn up and fish. It's free fishing. There's a lot of species in there. There's a lot of stuff going off there fishing wise, and that's the best option they've got. And I said a club, or you need to form some sort of group officially and chuck a chairman on there, chuck a secretary on there, and just start running it. Even if it just carries on as free fishing, just run it. Because then they've got a community to fight against, and then a small organisation, which is 2 different names. Yeah. Otherwise, you're all just locals and residents. And as sad as that sounds, that's how they'll look at it. So yes, the Secret Lake in Stockport, lovely place. Needs it's had its tidy up now. I think they were going back down again this weekend to resume some more. Really good to see. Get on their page, make sure you join their group, give them some support. Even if you want to go down for a work party day and go and help out, like, I'd appreciate that. So I imagine they will as well. So yes, people from all different walks of life getting involved. And yeah, you'd be surprised how just many of them aren't actually anglers. They just don't want a nice natural hotspot being taken over and turned into a slab of concrete. So yes, the Secret Lake, wishing you all the best with that. I think as soon as I turned up that day and I saw a sign on the Facebook group about saving the green belt around that area, I pretty much knew straight away what was to come, you know, and I had no idea beforehand either. So yeah, wish you all the best with it, and let's hope that you can all keep fighting, all of us as well, everyone in comment, everyone watching this, get onto their Facebook page and just show your presence. You know, if tomorrow they wake up and their group's got an extra 20 members or 30 members, they might think, wow, you know, this is better, and it might help push them, you know, to say and do more. You know, it's a lot of stuff people hold back from because they think they've not got the support they need. So get over onto their page, add yourself to their group, give them some support. You know, a lot of you might be from around that area. Get yourselves over and go and help out with a work party. Take an urn down, get some brews dished out. No better time of year now to be doing cleanups and work parties and maintenance and winter. Everything's died off and gone back. Everything's now exposed from leaves covering it. No better time. So you think when it all starts to grow over again, it's spring and come back, it'll look better than ever. So yes, really looking forward to the outcome of it. Well, a good outcome of it. And I hope that it doesn't fall victim to disappearing into another industrial takeover by the local authority. So good luck, and yes, everybody, if you can help out in whatever way you can, please go and help them. It'd be highly appreciated from everybody. It's February. It's middle of Feb now. If you remember 2023, I'm not going to touch on this too much because people think I'm absolutely obsessed. But out here, there's a reservoir, and I've fished it quite a few times. Walk around it with kids a lot, with dog, with missus. We you know, spend a lot of time on there, and I think sometimes because you're next to it, you don't spend as much time on there as anyone else. You know, a plumber does his own plumbing, and a pot washer in a restaurant, I think they enjoy washing pots at home. You know, and if your uncle's a decorator, you'll find that his house needs a paint. When you're right on top of something, you tend to know what's going off, right? And I always go up and down there with fish desks every week. There were another couple the other day. So expect to see that going on to a future video as well. I just don't want to buy. This isn't what this channel's for, but you know, it's here. Why not report on it? So it's February 2026, end of Jan, beginning of Feb 2023. This happened. So anyone at HARTHILL and Woodall, just at back at works, and this is where the outlet is for the res. The carp there, there's 2 there, look dead. Look further down, it's just littered with them. Oh, he's a big one. Yeah, there's loads on them, littered all the way down. You were dead. This one here, look. Skimmer. He's gone. Look at them, look, underneath each other, look, dead. There's a big carp dead. That happened because the sluice gate was opened. I still get people to this day commenting on the videos on TikTok, and normally, you know, an historic Facebook post that keeps coming up. How do they keep dying? Well, the ones that are dying at minute, there's something wrong with them. Yeah? 17 one day, 11 in another, 9 on one day, 4 on one day, 12 in another day, 15... They're just dying, right? In 2023, the sluice gate was being opened and closed gradually to lower the water level so it can be netted. Yeah, if you were to net HARTHILL at capacity or even half, you won't be getting many fish at all, if any, because of the depth. So the idea was to lower the water level, come up the next day, and get the fish out. Well, the day before, I was on my way to Sheffield to go and pick something up, and I had a call from somebody on Facebook saying that there's a fish in the brook between HARTHILL and Kiverton, and it must be £16, big common. And I'm like, wow, why would it be there? No water. It's not made its way down from the res because there's not enough water for it to make its way that far. So what's gone off there? So I thought, right, someone's stolen the fish from HARTHILL. There were no fishing on there at this point, by the way. Fishing had been paused for the work to continue. I thought someone's stolen them in a bag full of water or a tub, and I bet they've made the way through night down that brook, which takes you straight to our Kiverton. Whether there's a pond near it, whether they're going to put them in there, Kiverton, or even put them in canal. Yeah, because that'd make sense for someone wanting to keep them alive for a long period of time. There's no way that fish has made its way down there. So I thought, you know what, I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll go and have a look. So I pulled up, walked down this long path that brook, and I bumped into a few blokes down there. They were getting some fish. They already started. A lot of people think I rescued them, and there were already a couple of blokes down there with a wheelbarrow. It's all in the pictures. If you go through the pictures on the posts, they were down there before I were, and they were getting carp out. And they said that, I said, oh, where's this big fish? And they said, which one? And they'd already moved a couple, and they were just on the way to take another few more down to this other pond nearby. It was absolutely, bedlam. It was ridiculous. Anyway, the sluice gate had been opened a bit too far the day before, washing some of the big fish through, and then it had been closed overnight, or that evening. Then, the following day, it had been opened again. So whilst we are down there and wrapping up for the day, we just got the last few fish away, that evening, a Canal and River Trust employee or volunteer, I don't know what, this isn't a CRT blame, by the way, but that the individual went and opened the sluice gate again. The following morning, the Canal and River Trust and a firm will come in to net the lake to take all the fish out, to take them away, and put some up in pond 3 and take a lot away. It's going to have no water in it. Needs damn wall doing, no water can be in it. I goes down to Brook that morning about 7 o'clock, and the plan was to get to Brook and just have a look, like what happened yesterday? Where did the fish come out? And you couldn't see anything. So I walked a bit further down, found an outlet, and oh my God, there were so many dead carp. There were one alive when I arrived, but there were so many dead carp. I was picking some carp up that were £18. I don't think I picked one up under £4, but the bulk of them were between £10 and £20. There were one that was huge and it were dead, and that wasn't found until the 3rd day. So instead of Canal and River Trust coming up to clean up all to net the fish, their mission was on their way changed, and it was, we now need to not net it. We've got a massive cleanup operation. So they went from Kiverton Waters all the way up the brook to HARTHILL, bagging up and taking away thousands of dead carp and roach and rudd and bream, you name it. There were pike coming out at sort of £10 down there. Some of them got took down to that pond day before. It was awful. It was like a really distressing sight to see, and it really triggered a lot for me, that. Anyway, it's been 3 years now, and I don't like to bring it up for clout. I don't like to bring it up for attention, but I just think, we can't forget about stuff like this. And I've still not had a single response from South Yorkshire Police about it, because when it was reported to them, they made a response back to me and said it's the Animal Welfare Act of 2007. The fish have been killed unlawfully, whether it be an accident or not. It is under the Animal Welfare Act, so it has to be taken seriously. That's what they said to me. So that was the last update I had. Since then, I've sent emails every couple of months. I've rang up. 3 years on, and still, over 3 years now, and still no response to the animal welfare crime that happened. And I hate the idea that the guy that opened the sluice gate too far will get a slap on wrist, or, you know, he'll probably get a big lesson in what to do next. I don't want him to go to prison, don't want him to get fined. He probably had no idea, and he was probably just acting on an email from the day before that said, "Good morning, your job is to go up there, open this, and go home, and then go and close it later on that day." That day, when all the fish were dead, I went up to Res, and luckily he was there. I said, "Do you have any idea what you've done?" And he said, "I've just closed the sluice gate." I said, "It's too late. There's thousands of fish all dead downstream. They're all dead. There's thousands, probably millions of fish, but there's thousands of them dead all down. But there's tens of thousands of little roach like that, scattered, stuck all over banks, dead. What have you done it for?" He said, "Well, I've got told that I needed to open it because they're coming up to net it." I said, "Well, they're not now." He said, "No, they are. Yeah, they're coming up today to net it." I said, "No, they're not, because I've already spoke to them. There's nothing left in here, mate. It's all gone. They're all down there." He wasn't phased at all. He was just, "Right, well, I'm sorry, but I was just doing what I was told to do." Whereas me, I'd have gone up to my van, I'd have flew down to Brook, and I'd have been all over it, because I would have wanted to know what's gone off. Not a care in the world. Don't know his name, don't know him, don't know where he's from or whatever. But just for clarity, that's how the HARTHILL reservoir disaster in 2023 happened. The sluice gate was opened, which is a plug, like taking a plug out of a bath. The sluice gate was opened to let the water out so they could net those fish and get them out. The sluice gate was opened far too much instead of just a bit, and all the fish got washed out. A lot of them would have been dead before they hit the brook, because of the journey they have to take and the tumble underground through the tunnels to get to their destination where they were found. When they got to the brook, it was like a cheese grater. It's only a couple of inches deep. Sometime when I was there, water were piling through, it were ankle deep. But you think those first initial fish going through with that water, they wouldn't have had a lot of water to go through with. That water would have had to have built up. The first few fish going through would have been going through with the wave and just rocks and branches and tree roots. And when we were picking a lot of these fish up, they were shredded. There were a lot of commons that didn't have a single scale left on them. They looked like they did because of where the scales had been, but they were completely bare of scales. It was awful. So yeah, 3 years on since the HARTHILL res disaster, still no response from police. I'll probably chase it up again this week, probably send them an email or give them a ring. It's normally say, if you ring up, you're probably delaying yourself even further, because you always get somebody say, "Right, I know who's assigned to it, I'll get them to call you back," and that's it. If you send an email, someone out there has to respond at some point with an answer. So I'll probably do both, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's the HARTHILL situation. Again, a lot of you don't know how it happened, because it's a question I keep getting asked a lot. I just thought I'd just display some clarity on here. The sluice gate was opened and it washed all the fish out, for those that don't know what happened. Right, every week I try and do a bit of a tackle shop shout out. Just a tackle shop that's independent. Why? Well, because I might have heard of it, I might not have heard of it, but more so, you guys probably won't have if you live far and wide. Sometimes it's just nice if you live local to a tackle shop to support them, or even if you live far and wide and you can make an online purchase, or if you're travelling near them, and there's a tackle shop nearby, have a pop in, show your support. Well, this week it's going to the independent fishing tackle and bait shop. 24,000 followers, 1.6 thousand posts, so they're very busy on here. That's their location there, Churchill Road, Doncaster. Phone number, all that stuff. And here they are, posting nearly every day. So, what's that one? Boilies? Oh, RG Baits. Is that Julian Cundiff? Julian Cundiff's always up there. Julian Cundiff, I think he must be a local chap. Everyone knows Julian from Cartwell. Loads of fresh pike dead baits. More from RG Baits. Oh, Godfrey's there, look. So he's talking about Guru stand there. There's Pole Alley. Loads of stuff. Loads of Ridge Monkey stuff. Wait, Dave from Garbolino. Dave's on. Yeah, they're always doing loads of stuff. Really great. Oh, there's a post. There's a thing I wanted to show you. So Give Fishing a Go kit, £24. There's one of the Shakespeare rods there. I've got one here. They're selling them at 19 quid. I got this for 15 off for a local chap. I don't know if he's got any left, but they're selling them at 19, down from 35. Still an absolute bargain, by the way. You get, with this, you get a rod and reel. The reel is on there, look. Shakespeare reel. So, great little starter setup for somebody that. They've got them in. They've got a catfish rod, boat and pier spinning combo. There's loads of stuff. Daiwa rod there. What else have they got? 50 quid challenge. What can you get at 50 quid? Yes, go and give them. I've just seen as well that new fish. Where's it gone? Where's it gone? Here we go. So BTC. So I was just talking about BTC. Butt tip curve is the system that new fish use for their rods and for rod selection and all that stuff. The best thing to do is listen to what I'm about to say, and they'll help it make more sense to you. BTC, new fish, they're going to be demonstrating the butt tip curve system. New fish will be bringing their BTC chart with them, and you'll be able to bring your own rods along to be tested so you can see exactly how they stack up. Date for your diary, Saturday 28th of February 2026, New Fish Open Day. Butt test curve is designed to give a far more accurate understanding of how a rod actually performs under load, allowing rods to be developed with genuine precision rather than vague numbers. So yes, 100%, 28th of February, which is next week after, on a Saturday, New Fish Open Day, they will have it there. So they'll be able to demonstrate just exactly how important it is, how it was used in development of their rods, and you can take your own with you. I said this would be a good idea. You could take your own with you, like a map parabolics down there, or a Shakespeare, can't see it, or a Daiwa tournament, and you could take your rods or rod. You could take a small one, and you could take a long one, and you could probably ask them to do both, and they'll talk you through the dynamics of it. Really interesting bit of kit to have. I can't see why there'd be any reason not to do it, and I think because they developed BTC, butt tip curve, they're the best people to describe it to you. And you might end up going away knowing a lot more about your rod than you first thought, and it might help you cement that rod to your hands a little bit more, knowing you've got the best possible option. Or you might actually go away thinking, right, now, I never really knew it, but now I need, or I could probably do with a different rod for what I use. Sometimes fishing is very easy, it's very pleasant, and when somebody shows you a different technique or a different way or a different bit of kit, you actually didn't realise just how better it could be. So, yes, Open Day at the Independent Tackle and Bait Shop at Doncaster, 28th of February. Get yourself up. New fish are going to be there with BTC. Oh my God, I'd even go myself, but I'd have to wear my stab vest. I don't know, might nip up. Might even wear one of these t-shirts so people don't know it's me. Yeah, I might nip up. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it works. And yes, you can all go there and see it. So if it's a bit out of the way for you, it's on a Saturday, come on, get up a bit early, and go to McDonald's or something, get a coffee, get yourself up there, and you can probably meet Mick and Joe and all those people that are behind it. And yeah, New Fish Open Day. Why would you not want to be there? Again, it's another local one to me, and I don't know why, because I do just look for angling news in general. I don't know if it works in my location or not. I'm not quite sure how it works, but a lot's been going off with canals just lately around the old country, nation. Canal breaches, canal repairs, canal draining for, I don't know, canal beds to be surveyed and looked at. And one thing that we don't always get to see is the installation of new lock gates, or just a new lock in general. Well, the Stret lock in Worksop on the 21st of February this weekend. So if you're not going to the Thurnscoe Reservoir Open Day on 21st of Feb, between 10 and 3 p.m. at Stret Lock, Lock 48 on the Chesterfield Canal at Worksop, parking will be available at the Lockkeeper pub. So as you pull in, it's really nice. We've been there quite a few times. Fishing and food. Pull in, massive. In fact, the car park's way too big for Lockkeeper. Like, it's definitely there for anglers as well. Loads of parking, and the canal is literally 10 metres from the car park. and they're going to be like between open day. And I'm going to talk to you about giving members of the public the opportunity to get an up-close view of the newly installed lock gates at Stret Lock in Worksop. The Lockkeeper pub, where visitors can also enjoy refreshments and meet members of the Chesterfield Canal Society. So Chesterfield Canal Trust, they've put, really looking forward to this. We will have our publicity trailer there, and Python, the workboat too. So Python, the workboat, is a boat that's situated near Shire Oaks, just at the back of Worksop Way, Rhodesia, I'm not quite sure what it's called. Always up and down doing maintenance. Always. Incredible boat. It's just recently gone through a bit of a refurb. They have actually got their own Facebook page as well if you want to give them a follow. I always say it to them as I'm walking past or walking up canal doing videos or whatever. They're going to be there with their trailer, I believe, doing some sort of publicity work with what they do and how they help the canal system and all that stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in stuff like that, a canal lock, talking about new gates being installed, I might even have a pop over to that as well. Just go and have a nosy. And yeah, why would you not want to? So what I mean, it's these sort of things in angling that we don't always get to see. Like some of the best canal anglers in the world will sit there and, you know, the boats come past, oh, gate's been opened, water's gone down, or it's closed, water's gone. But it's all the little bits and bobs that we don't get to see that can also just be as interesting. So if you're into that sort of stuff, 21st of February between 10 and 3 at the Lockkeeper in Worksop, Stret Lock, Lock 48, did I say? They'll be talking about the new lock gates, probably cost, you know, how they made, all that stuff. So just something else for your diary if you're interested. And it's news because, I don't know, not really see many lock gates getting installed anywhere. So not much to talk about this week on the angling news, but some very important topics to remember. Ellesmere Port, the ban is now in place. Everybody get a petition set up, start fighting it back, and make sure you make your voices heard. The Secret Lake on the Levensholm Secret Lake group on Facebook. Get on there, become a member, join. It's completely free. It's Facebook. Show your support, get in comments, turn up for days, work parties, you name it, maintenance evenings. Help them out and make sure that you are amongst the statistics in helping another fishery stay alive. Let's try and get that place heard. You know, the ideal thing about it being a secret lake is not many people know about it. But we don't want it to be that much of a secret that it gets taken away from us either. So, yes, help them out. We've also got BTC heading over to Independent Tackle and Bait Shop at Doncaster. The New Fish guy is going to be there on the... What did I say? 28th, 21st? It's on there anyway. Go and have a look and it's on there. You'll be able to meet a couple of them chaps. They'll talk you through everything that's going off and talk to you about BTC. You might even get to see a few of their rods, but you can take your own and put it on the BTC stand and see how it weighs up and see if you've got the right rod for the job. Spoke a bit about HARTHILL and the situation with that and how that all happened. It's 3 years since the disaster. Hopefully that never happens again, but we have still got fish dying and making their way down the brook anyway. And a mixture of the few other things. Tackle shops. We've had tackle shop shout out, which was Independent Tackle and Bait Shop at Doncaster. If you've got a tackle shop and you want me to give you a shout out, talk about some deals you've got going, or if, you know, business might be booming, just send me an email. Get in touch with me on Facebook. You don't have to worry about, oh, I don't want to ask him for help. No, I want to give you a shout out. Like, it don't matter. I don't want to know how well or bad you're doing. Get at me. I'll give you a shout out on the channel. Put a picture of your shop on, a couple of deals on your Facebook page. And yes, and I'll also tell you how important purchase-based raffles are. Get yourself a raffle book, get some tackle off its shelf, stick a couple of numbers on it. Every time someone spends over a tenner, they could win a reel or a seat box or a pole or a pint of maggots for a month, completely free of charge. And that way it helps bring some business to you guys. So, I'll leave it there. Always support your local tackle dealer. Fight back against the authorities taking fishing lakes and venues from us. And always, always make sure you close your sluice gates. We don't want that happening. People, tips, tackle, tactics, tantrums, and throw your toys out the pram on a Tuesday. All the latest and greatest angling news over this last week. Don't know what that were. In the angling news, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Join me back here next week where hopefully we've got some more success stories. Oh, and the Fernskoe Reservoir Open Day. Don't forget that. That's all this week. So it started on Friday. It's currently happening now. Get up there, have some fun. And this Saturday, they've got their Open Day. Get up there, join in, have fun, take kids, get wet, get muddy, catch fish, play football, get some free hot dogs. amazing. Like, you can't say that fishing doesn't give back, because it really, really does. Anyway, talk to me, email, send me a message, get at me. You all know where I am, and anything you want to share on the channel, let me know, and I'll bang it on here and help promote fishing the best I can, and try and give you guys a reason to get out there and go and enjoy some deals or some fishing, or even go and enjoy and going, you know, stuck in with a work party. So, thank you all for watching. See you next Tuesday.